Just ran this lid through my joiner and I'm getting a little bit of tear out. I don't know if it's just this wood or if it's because the cutters are getting dull. I've had this Byrd Shelix cutter head on here for a long time and I've never rotated the Carbides, so I'm getting ready to do that. Got the machine unplugged already. Get the scar off here. This thing is spring loaded, so I'm gonna hold the little spring and let it unwind slowly. Back out of the way. I'm going to blow the dust out of the screw heads, so hopefully they won't strip out. Not sure if there's a factory approved way to rotate this head or not, but there's a guard on the belt so I can't reach over and use that. I'm trying to keep my fingers off of the cutters. I don't know if the tear out's going to show up on the camera or not. It's on the sapwood and it's on the heartwood a little bit too. There's some more in the sapwood, might be a little bit easier to see. So I don't know if it's just the dull cutter heads causing this problem or if it's just the way the wood is. It's kind of a soft wood, so it may be a combination of both, but the cutters definitely need to be rotated. Now the question is, how hard is it going to be to get them loose? I've seen some guys have good luck with this and some have really bad luck with it, so let's see in just a second. Okay, well, let's just turn right loose. Let's see what the Byrd Shelix instructions say. Replacing the rotating inserts. Oh, this is 45 inch-pounds. No, wait a minute. Okay, it says hold it away from the back seat and let the insert pull it into, let the screw pull it into position. Do not place the insert directly over the screw hole. Doing this will cause the insert to ride up the back of the seat, keeping it from indexing properly. Alright, so hold it away. I'll have to loosen these two and reseat them. Okay, so yeah, the only specs I see are 45 inch-pounds. Alright, so I've got the cutter, got the carbide away from the back. Away from the back stop. I'm going to let the screw pull it into place. As per the instructions. I can't see any difference. Oh, I just figured out I don't have to take the screw all the way out. I can just loosen it and turn the carbide. There's a little bit of sawdust behind it. So the first couple didn't have any sawdust under them, but I've run across a few more that do, so I'm just going ahead and blowing out each one as I turn it. Just to make sure I don't have any problem with them reseating. My daughter was kind enough to let me borrow her inch-pound torque wrench. This thing only locks every 2 inch-pounds, so it's in 2 inch-pound increments. So I have it set at 44. It's either 44 or 46. I could go 45, but it won't lock. The handle keeps moving, so I'm going to do 44. I think that'll probably be good enough. Except I'm going to start on this row with the little balancing hole drilled in it, so I don't try to retorque ones that are already torqued. Alright, click's not very loud, but it definitely clicked. Cool. Some of these screws were really tight and some of them were a little bit looser. They all came out just fine, no problems. Well, alright, everything is torqued to 44 inch-pounds. I think that will be enough. Okay, I'm going to get the guard back on here. Seems to work better if I put it most of the way down and then tighten the spring. Let's see. Move this. That's back over where it normally runs. Alright, that feels tight enough on the spring. Put the screw back in it. So it won't come flying off. I'm going to make a test cut on a piece of lumber that I haven't milled yet, and instead of starting off with my live piece, since I just rotated all the cutter heads, hopefully everything's fine, but I'll feel better not taking a chance with my live piece. So let me fire up the dust collector. The joiner is working fine, but I'm still getting tear out in the board. I guess it's just this particular wood. I'm taking off just barely a 64th of an inch. It doesn't seem to matter what speed I run at. I'm still getting tear out, so I guess I'm just going to have to deal with this by sanding. I don't know what else to do. Before wrapping this up, I'm going to joint a piece of rough cut cherry and just see how it looks with the cutter heads turned to a fresh side. That mulberry was looking so rough, I don't want to end the video with that, because I'm about 99.9% sure it's just the wood that's causing the tear out. With the cherry, typically if I get tear out, I can just slow down my feed rate and it'll come out good and clean. Okay, this cherry came out nice and smooth, just like I expected it would. So it's definitely nothing to do with the cutter head. It's just the mulberry is, I don't know, the mulberry just doesn't work well with the knives. I don't know why the grain wants to tear, but hopefully I can get it to smooth out with sanding. I'll bring the camera over and zoom in a little bit so you can see what we got going on here. Alright, there's a close-up of the board I just jointed. I think you can see that there's no tear out in here. It's nice and smooth, no lines or anything weird going on. I believe all the cutter heads are fine and seated just right. Definitely sharp again. I'll have to look and see when I bought this head so I'll know how long it's been on here. It won't really tell me how much I've used it, but I've run a bunch of wood through this thing.